in science class. Some of the unit conversions you have to know on your own. This is the formula sheet that you do get at the back of your Regents exam when you take it. So sometimes if you have to do a conversion problem, there's information up here to help you. We will reference that when we need it today. And I also put a couple of them on your notes. So if we look at number 1, we got to convert 20 minutes to seconds. That's something fairly easy that a lot of you could do without doing the math work for it, but I want you to understand the work because the more deeper we get into these, it'll help you more. So you write down whatever you're starting with. So we just have 20 minutes. We're going to multiply that by something to convert it. Whatever label you have here has to be on the bottom so they cancel out, and we can go directly from minutes to seconds. We don't need to do anything in the middle, so I'm going to put seconds up here. You should know that there is 60 seconds in 1 minute. My minutes now cancel, and I do the math. 20 times 60 is 120. There's a 1 on the bottom. Label it with what label is left, and in this case, 120 divided by 1 is just 120 seconds. Again, that was something fairly easy, but I want you guys to understand the math. Let's look at number 2. So 2, again, seconds to hours is something you should know how to do, but we can't just go from seconds to hours. So I'm going to start with my 75 seconds, but just like above, we can go from seconds to minutes. Then we'll be able to go from minutes to hours. So first I'm going to convert this to minutes. Seconds needs to go on the bottom this time because seconds is up here, minutes up here. There is 60 seconds in 1 minute. So seconds cancel. 75 times 1 is 75 divided by 60. Oops. And my label is minutes. If you go to your calculator and do 75 divided by 60, you get 1.25 minutes. Now I need to convert minutes to my hours that I want to get in the end. I'm going to put minutes on the bottom again because it needs to be opposite. And I'm going to put hours up here. There is 60 minutes in 1 hour. Again, my minutes cancel. 1.25 times 1 is just 1.25. Over the 60 in the bottom, my label is hours. And if you go to your calculator and do 1.25 divided by 60, you get 0.02 hours. And that should make sense because we're only talking about 75 seconds. So that's a small, small part of an hour. Number 3, convert 3 miles to feet. So if we look, you guys all probably don't know how many miles are in a foot. Luckily, that is something that is on your conversion chart over here. So I'm going to put this in the corner here so I can still do my work. If you look here, we have miles to feet. So I can go directly miles to feet. So I'm going to write down 3 miles right here times, so I know 1 mile is 5,280 feet. Miles has to be on the bottom here, so feet up here. 5,280 feet and 1 mile. I'm going to move my formula sheet out of the way. My miles cancel. 3 times 5,280 is 15,840 over the 1 feet. Those just divide out to 15,840 feet. I'm going to skip these 3 over here because they're pretty much the same as what we did here. A couple of them you have to do multiple steps, but I want to focus on the more in the notes. These are in your filled in notes. The ones on the bottom have multiple things you have to convert sometimes, so I want to look at that. So let's look at number 7. Notice we have more than just one label. We have miles per hour. Up here we just had miles. Now we have miles per hour. So I'm going to do 35 miles per 1 hour. And I got to convert to kilometers per hour. So I don't need to change my hour in the bottom. The hour can stay there, but I need to change to kilometers. So I need to look, can I go directly from miles to kilometers? And I can right here. Okay, so I'm going to do miles on the bottom, kilometers on the top. So 1 mile is 1.609 kilometers. So if you multiply 35 by 1.609, you get 56.32. 1 times 1 is 1. My miles cancel. On the top I have kilometers. On the bottom I have hours as my label. That just divides out to 56.32, and you can write it as kilometers per hour now. So sometimes you have to change multiple pieces. So if we look at number 8, we need to do feet per second to yards per minute. So this time we have to change both of them. So I'm going to start with 10.5 feet over 1 second. You never want to do them at the same time. Either do yards first or minutes first. I think minutes is something pretty easy to do, so I'm going to start with that. So seconds has to be on top, minutes on the bottom. I know there's 60 seconds in 1 minute. So my seconds will cancel. 10.5 times 60 is 630 over just my 1 on the bottom. My feet are still my label on top, and my minutes are my label on the bottom. So I have my minutes that I need in my final answer, but I still need my yards. So to convert feet to yards, let's look at our formula sheet. And I know that I do not have feet and yards in the same thing. But if we look, if multiple things are equal to a mile, aren't they equal to each other? So if 5,280 feet equals a mile, and 1,760 yards is equal to a mile, then these two things are actually equal to each other. So I can use that instead of having to do multiple pieces of my formula. So when I multiply this, again, I'm trying to get rid of the feet, so feet will go in the bottom, yards will go up top. I know there's 1,760 yards equal to 5,280 feet. So my feet are going to cancel now. When I do 630 times 1,760, and then on the bottom I'm going to do 1 times 5,280. My feet cancel, so I have yards per minute on the top. I forgot to bring my calculator out with me when I was doing this. So if we do 630 times 1,760, we get 1,108,800. And then when you divide that by 5,280, you get 210 yards per minute. So those are some of the trickier ones. I'm going to skip 9 because there is multiple pieces that you have to convert there. You can look at that one on your notes because that would take us a little while. And let's look at one more like number 10. So 130 kilometers per 1 hour to feet per second. So again, both of them have to change. I'm going to do time first again because I think that's easy. I can't go right from hours to seconds though. I got to go to minutes first. So hours to minutes. I know that there is 1 hour and 60 minutes. So I get 130. Oops, I crossed out the wrong thing. Kilometers should still be there. My hours are canceling. So I'll have kilometers up here over 1 times 60. And now I still need to get down to seconds. So I'm not even going to divide that out right now. I'll do the math at the end. So I need to convert minutes to seconds. So I'm going to put my minutes up here so they go away. My seconds down here. There is 60 seconds in 1 minute. My minutes cancel. I still have 130 on the top, kilometers. 60 times 60 is 3,600. And we have seconds on the bottom now. Again, I'm still not going to divide it out. You can leave it like that. I'm going to bring it down here though, 130, 3,600 kilometers per second. Now I need to change kilometers to feet. Again, we don't have one on here that says kilometers and feet are equal. But what we do have is 5,280 feet is equal to a mile. 1.609 kilometers is equal to a mile. So this and this are essentially equal to each other. So I'm going to multiply. I want the kilometers to go away because I want feet. So I'm going to put kilometers on the bottom, feet on the top. So I know 5,280 feet, 1.609 kilometers. So my kilometers are going to cancel. When I do 130 times 5,280, we get 686,400 feet over 3,600 times 1.609. We get 5,792.4 seconds. And then obviously you should divide those out. So 686,400 divided by 5,792.4. And you can round to the nearest tenth. So we will get 118.5 feet per second. I'm going to focus on just those ones. The rest of the ones in the notes you can look up on the filled in notes, but those were just extra ones to talk about. The ones that we did are the most important for this unit.